Hey there, ladies and cats. This is the Hack the Mainframe live on your Nightrain Radio. My name's the Feff, and I like spaghetti.
Don't yell so loud into the thing. You'll
Berg's turn.
This is officially the biggest show we've had. We've got Paddy Demps, Leroy, Oberg, and of course the Feff from Hack the Mainframe. Thanks for coming on.
Hello.
Thank you, Sid.
Thanks for having us. We had nothing else to do today.
I did. I could have been spending time with my kid.
Yep. Instead,
But
you're
you
here
guys are much
with,
more
instead
fun.
you're here with 5 other children instead. So
He's better off with
That's
that.
right, that's right.
Oberg says thank you so he can spend a little bit of time away from his kid.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything.
Well, something tells me the kid's not going to listen to the podcast, so he won't get in trouble.
No, he doesn't even understand anything. He's heaps dumb.
We're fine. We're fine.
Kids are pretty dumb though.
He's not even
Jesus
paying rent
Christ. Not even 5 minutes in where...
Is any of this going to be usable in the scheme
Trust
of
me,
things?
mate, it's all.
Can you hear this, Jasper? You should be able to read by now. Come on, dude.
Get a job, you prick. So what's been going on in the world of Hack the Mainframe? Not playing, obviously.
Oh, no, a few
Sweet
things.
fuck
No,
all.
actually, there's a lot.
So I've
There's
got
a
written
lot.
down not much lately.
If I'd have asked you this
You're
pre-COVID,
prepared.
if I asked you this pre-COVID, would have been the exact same answer.
We had,
Pretty much.
we
It's
had
very
gigs
close.
booked. We actually had a few gigs booked in that we had to cancel,
Well,
unfortunately.
you guys are one of the first bands that did a gig again in acoustic version,
Yeah, true,
obviously.
true.
Oh, the one at the stage. I don't remember that one.
Neither do I, barely, but I was there. Who played? That was you two,
Trashed
right?
again. Those lovable larrikins from wherever the fuck they're from.
Actually, that night I lost my
Newcastle?
key card. It's a good story. I lost my bank card because I was just buying drinks for everyone because I'm a nice guy. But
share everything
it
from what I
ruined my night because, you know, when you lose
buy
your
me a
shit,
drink.
it just ruins your night when you lose your shit.
Yeah.
I spent all night looking for it, and we got back to this house to party the after party, and Leroy just goes, "Oh, Demps, here's your bank card." Like, made my
You had it the whole
night
time, or
better
was that
again.
the house?
Yeah,
I
hold
was
on.
using it to ice a cake.
So my night got better then, but yeah, that was the last show that we were at.
Because we spoke about Hack the Mainframe briefly when Feff, you were on last time. Demps, as the songwriter, the founding member, the
True. CEO
of Hack the Mainframe Proprietary Limited.
Could fire anyone at any point.
He actually is. He's all of those things and more.
Well, tell us how it all came about.
Oh, hey. Basically, so here's the story, right?
we're here for.
I went on tour with Local Resident Failure, Newcastle band.
Yeah.
We
You know
went
those guys,
through-
Feff?
Yeah.
We went through Europe. We'd already been around Australia. Well, merch guy, driver. We'd done heaps of stuff. Went to Europe and it was freaking. Can you allowed to swear on this? Or?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
It was fucking so good. There was somewhere in Belgium. This chick thought I was in the band. She's like, "You guys were so good," or whatever the accent is there. She's like, "You guys were very good." I was like, I thought for a second, and I went, "You know what? We fucking really were very good."
Why was there a Swedish woman in Belgium though?
Anyway, they travel all over. So that tour was amazing. Like, it was amazing to see touring bands, live the life for a bit, do all the driving, hang out. And I'd just become friends with Heath Rowley, like just before that. And when I got back, he said to me, "You don't want to be the merch guy anymore, do you, man?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, it's pretty fun. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Don't have to do a lot."
And he said, "Wouldn't you rather fucking lug expensive gear around and do it all yourself?"
Basically. And I lied to him. I said, "Yeah, I've been playing bass for a while." I'm shaking my head. I had not been doing that. And Kai O'Sullivan, who lived with me at the time from LRF, he goes, "Demps, we'll just get you a cheap bass off eBay, $80.
Strings, how hard
It was
can it
heavy
be?
as fuck. It was heavy as like Oberg is now. I was going to say Leroy, so it's not just...
In his defence, he's still carrying some baby weight.
He said Oberg because Leroy's right next to him and Leroy will punch him.
And I got that bass.
Baby weight. He's still shedding the baby weight.
This is true. I got that bass.
You could have said anyone but Feff at this table, to be honest.
That is
Scrawny
true.
little prick.
Everyone's trying their best.
These chairs are trying their best.
On the light and easies. Got the bass, learned how to play half of an NoFX song badly, and then
It's like no effects to it.
I rang up the Leroy. I thought, we need a guitarist, get Leroy. He's claimed to play guitar before.
Just so you know that
I had a guitar.
That stands for the French Roy, by the way.
Yeah, Leroy. The Roy.
Yeah.
I knew that the Oberg had just recently quit the Pants Optional band from the Central Coast. Famous, like, big band on the Central Coast. Songs about
no dress code
Thailand, trannies or something. I don't know. It was pretty bad. One of the guys in it was a racist.
Well, that's 2 episodes in
Yeah,
a row
I'm not
now
friends
we've
with him
spoken
anymore.
about Taiwanese
We'll let
transvestite.
it in post.
Anyway, I knew Oberg wasn't in a band, Leroy, so I rang them up and they immediately said, "Start a band with Demps, who doesn't know music." Yeah, we're in. But I told them Heath Rowley was in the band too.
Right.
And they went, "Oh,
I'm not going to lie, the main appeal was the fact that Heath
Played the
Rowley was
Heath
in the
card.
band.
Well, you've been in bands before. That wasn't your first band, though, was it, Lee?
Oh, I fucking dabbled in high school, but I was about
Yeah. And Feff, you've been in a million bands.
Yeah.
Couple.
A couple.
So was
See,
bands
Feff wasn't invited till a long time later.
Yeah, well, as we established last time, he just looks for gigs and just takes them when he wants them.
He swoops in. It's like the vulture on Brooklyn. He just waits till the singer's on the outs.
But in
and then
saying that, Feff's been involved from the get-go because he's basically recorded everything. we've
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
done,
he
so-
actually knows how to play our songs better than we did, even before he was in the band.
So for a dude who didn't play an instrument before forming a band, how long did it take for you guys as a group to get some tunes together? And go,
How long
Well, we
how
will
long
get
we
there
going for now?
eventually.
Yeah, how long we going for now? Yeah,
So-
6 years?
I
Basically,
think we're nearly ready.
I reckon another year and we'll be sweet.
basically, we decided we would play Penguins and Polar Bears by Millencolin.
Yeah.
Easy bass line, easy song, and Heath would play drums and sing.
Mm-hmm.
I think was the first thing. So we went into my shed, tried to bang that out, and we had Smitty and Sully watching from outside. And I think we played the intro and the first verse, and my fingers were so sore I had to stop. And my little fat fingers were going, what are you doing with this stuff? And it's like we got through that to the chorus, and we were like, fuck, we're a band. Pretty sure we're a band.
Leroy and Demps were because they'd never done that before.
it
Oh,
was
sorry,
like-
Leroy had, but
And Sully and Smitty were standing at the thing going, you're a band, this is a band.
It'd be tough too in front of Smitty, who's fucking just incredible at what he does.
Well, yeah, Heath was
Yeah,
banging
he's a-
away too, just like doing his best on the drums and he's not really a drummer, but
Yeah.
luckily he knows no fear and has all the confidence in the world, so he wasn't embarrassed to do it in front of Smitty at all.
So were the songs? Did Heath bring them to the group, or did you guys
So-
kind of have them?
It's a combination of mostly Dempsey and Heath.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes Dempsey just sort of chucks some lyrics into a group message, and then Heath sort of used to work 12-hour shifts in a truck and just would sit there all day and come up with melodies for them and then get back to his cabin at the end of the night and sort of throw some guitar to it. So it was mostly, a lot of it was Patrick's lyrics and then Heath sort of
Patrick,
chucking
that's
something
fucking
to it.
you get this video at 1 a.m. from Boggabri,
If
and
you'd
it's
been
just, I was awake, these boys are asleep, I'd get this video and listen to it and go, fucking hell, I'm in a band with Heath Rowley from Weisheimer, and this is going to be our song. Like, oh, send it to everyone. Oh, it's so good.
Look at my new song.
And
then we'd learn it all, and then we'd finally get to practice when he came back from work, and he'd do like one note of singing and go, oh no, that's too high. Move it all down 2 frets, and then Demps would freak out because he'd learnt the song.
I spent a whole week
and now he
learning
has to relearn it, even though it's only 2 frets down.
It went from 2 frets down to half a step tuning down.
Can't you just move your body?
I don't understand what that means. I still don't understand what that means.
Dempsey just keeps his bass in that half step down now because that's all he knows.
People say, do you tune half a step down? He's just like, yeah,
we do.
Do you tune your own shit?
But no, he obviously goes.
Just going off topic here for a second. When we go to a show, I like to party.
Yeah.
I go and get a drink. I do what I'm doing. I'm talking to some girls, some dudes, whatever. I'm partying. And somebody will come and say, fuck, you guys are on now. And I go, oh, yeah, I'll go set up my thing in a minute. But I just know in my mind that the Feff is doing it as we speak.
Hey, this is not a thing you should take for granted.
I know. No, I thank you so much, dude. Because I get
All
back
right,
and he's playing a bass line from Rancid over the thing, and I go, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah,
the people are going to expect that.
For playing better stuff than he plays.
It's weird to hear Feff be what's the word I'm looking for? Prepared, because you used to rock up to Delta Lions gigs with about 30 seconds to spare.
Yeah, but I always play the gig.
That's true.
Well, he knows if that doesn't happen, then the show won't go ahead.
Can I point something out here that Feff sounds like he's on a late night radio show?
Yeah, it sounds hot, actually. It sounds really hot.
Hey, you're on late night with the Fefferoni, yes.
Late night with Feff.
Have you ever called yourself the Fefferoni?
No, I never referred to myself in the third person.
I could go to sleep, listen to that for an hour or whatever. Like
Well,
joking.
maybe I should do that. That's a
never
new
wake
thing.
listening to that.
I think I might start a new thing. This is late night with the Feff.
Eat your meat. Eat your meat with the
Nah,
Fefferoni.
Dial 1 for a hot bubble bath. Dial 2.
Now this is Marvin Gaye.
Sit on your speaker and listen to this.
Anyway, so
Mamma mia!
Ay. That's racist, man. Come on.
Yeah, I is Mexican.
basically,
What?
just to get us back on track. Is it worth getting us back on track?
Italians can be racist against Mexicans. It's cool because we like it's basically the same flag.
Well, didn't they side
Okay.
with the Nazis at some point?
Whoa!
I'm not going to tell an Italian what he can and can't say about Italians. So you can say all you want, Fefferoni.
You can say whatever you want.
Have you ever had a Mexican lasagna?
Have you ever had a?
Amy cooked one once and it was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Have
She
you ever
put coriander in
on
it.
It's fucking gross.
Have you ever had a Nazi bleed in your bed?
We'd just like to thank everyone for having us on, and I've got to go now because I have a job and stuff. But thanks for having us. Good night.
Feffy will be back at midnight.
One thing I will say for you guys is
Should we 2 hours of this shit? Like fucking hell.
a lot of bands that you see tend to not seem like massive music fans themselves, if that makes sense. Whereas you dudes all seem like massive punk rock fans.
So
was it always punk
We never
rock for
grew
you
out
guys?
of it.
Was it always punk rock? Was that what you started on?
My first gig was Michael Jackson
Right.
at the SCG. Then it followed by John Farnham later that year. And then
hell.
after that was The Offspring. So after that it was, punk rock.
My first show was Dire Straits, and then Tommy Emmanuel. But yeah, I've grown up with all sorts of music. I've always loved punk, but I secretly listened to like metal and rap when I got home from school.
Why
so
secretly?
Well, because you know what it was like back then. If you were a punk and then you listen to metal, they'd be like, "Oh, what are you doing?"
Here we
No,
go.
tell me what
Here
it's
we go.
like. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, this was about 20 years after you were growing up, Feff. It was the 1970s.
We had radios when we were all growing up, Feff. We didn't have to walk 20 miles in the
Watch
snow
out for
and
that
see-
Adolf Hitler. I hear he's a bad guy.
But in the future, there'll be a young girl that you will see and you'll take home. She will bleed. Anyway, my first show was the band Live, the Christian band Live.
They're not Christian, are they?
They were heavily Christian. And I didn't realise, I just thought they were rock and roll dudes. I was like, I love this band. And then I was like, and Lord Jesus, brings my down, or whatever. But I caught a drumstick and I was like, I
So
fucking
you
love
went and
this
saw
band.
Creed.
Live/Creed.
Fun fact, the first
Sugar Ray supported, by the way.
Arms wide open.
What was it? Because Which one was it? Was it Live or Creed?
It was live. Lightning crashes, a new mother cries. I sounded right in the thing there.
That's amazing.
At the risk of upsetting you, Paddy Demps, my first international band that I saw was Limp Bizkit.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun fact about the band live: the Snowtown Killers listened to Throwing Copper while they killed people.
How do you know that?
I listen to heaps of
I listened to the
podcasts.
podcast. Yeah, they did say that in the podcast.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, the band that supported live that night was Sugar Ray, and fuck, they were good.
Yeah,
Really?
Sugar Ray is a good live
Yeah,
band.
They were a punk
In '99
band.
or whatever.
They were a punk band when
they were
started.
sort of punk when they started.
So
Yeah.
They
was
played
Matt.
Fly or whatever that song was. I was like, I fucking love Sugar Ray. The singer put the microphone down the front of his pants and did a thing. I was like, I love Sugar Ray, and I might be gay a little bit. But like, then I knew I wasn't. But I just want to fly. Oh shit! I was like,
I can hear his cock and I love it.
and then I saw the Veronicas, and anyway, everything changed after that. But anyway, what was the question?
No, that was it. That was my question. When did Drew learn?
We were Hack the Mainframe.
Back to the previous question before that question. Leroy just getting a drink. We weren't allowed to play a show for a year.
What the fuck is going on?
You weren't
Because-
you weren't allowed to play a show.
We thought we were pretty good because we got through the first verse of a song,
Yeah.
and then Heath started writing the songs. We could not get through a full song acoustically,
Right.
and we were like, let's maybe play a show. And Heath goes, let's not maybe play a show. And we thank him for that.
So how long was it before the first?
It was about a year. It was a whole year. We practiced 5-6 songs maybe, and a cover possibly.
Yeah. Right.
We had a gig booked, and then we actually had to cancel it because Heath got nose surgery.
Yep.
Yeah,
So he doesn't
nose
sound
job.
like me right now, like a nasally hay fever filled.
Because he got punched in the nose back in the day. There's a story there for
Oh,
another
there's
day.
a good story there.
We won't go into the Alzheimer Chronicles.
that we can't tell.
There's too many Alzheimer stories for not
Thank
being
you.
our band. Like, we don't want to tell
Thank you for the
other
beer,
people's
Sid.
stories. We'll tell our own stories.
You guys have done a fair bit of travelling. Hack the Mainframe though. Like you guys have travelled to Byron for like a one-off gig and
we've
We've
been
been
pretty lucky.
on this side of the country. We've been up and down a couple of times, but
We've been to Adelaide and then we totally fucked that up.
yeah, that was bad.
We
we
decided to take the early flight, then we got to our hostel at 9 o'clock in the morning. That served for $3 beers all day.
Ooh.
So that sounds
cruises,
like,
$3
yeah,
cruises
that
too.
sounds like a great time. And then we just got that fucking drunk.
we lost Zach, our drummer at the time,
Yeah, we lost him for a bit. And then when he rocked up, he was paro.
and he had a
We were all paro.
kebab and like a halal snack pack in his hand, and he ended up with it all over him.
And then he fell off the drum kit midway through the second song. Heath was 2 bars out from singing. We just did, and I just
sucked.
said,
I was nailing it. I was fine.
I literally just
wasn't.
I leaned into the microphone and said, "I'm sorry, we're done." Second song in.
There's basically these
You pulled the plug on
Right in front of Pete P from P Records as well.
right.
Yeah.
So
And
these
that was Heath's last show, weirdly enough.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's when he quit. He sent us a message when we were all flying home that day.
Yeah, we all got on a plane home, and Patrick, Leroy, myself, and Zach were all on the same plane. Heath was on a different one that flew out before us.
Right.
And we landed and turned our phones on, and we all sort of looked at each other. It was a message from Heath going, "I'm out." It wasn't a surprise, really.
Because of that gig, or was it leading?
I think it was a few.
I think it was leading up to it, yeah.
Yeah, he's
Fam-
more
conversations
family and
family
leading
stuff,
up, or-
family life.
Had he mentioned anything leading up to it, or
No,
was it just more?
not really. I think it was more just he took his whole family down there, and then we all got wasted and sucked.
Plus,
And I think it was
he works away and doesn't. He was
pretty
wanting
hard to,
spend more time
hard
with
to
his
justify
kids.
to the family. Like, yeah, I'm away from you guys for this.
Yeah.
You know?
and none of us said, "Oh, mate, please stay in the band." Like, we all just went, "Oh, that's happened,"
Fair enough.
because it was really bad. Like, you don't understand. We went to. It wasn't a part of our tour. Like, we'd previously toured Melbourne, Queensland, blah blah blah. We went to Adelaide for a one-off show at the Crank with our friends. She's the band, Burnout, and
Line 39.
and these amazing bands, these kids,
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
like, smashed it and killed it. Like, 3 amazing
we
bands,
sucked.
and then we headlined and didn't get through 3 songs.
The older dudes come on.
It was so embarrassing.
Yeah.
So that had happened, and we were just like,
It's good to talk about though. We get it. We air it out.
Yeah.
and the first thing,
happened.
I looked at Leroy and I said, Feff? And he goes, yeah.
Well, Feff, you already played.
And then-
Am I right in saying
that
you
was
already
it.
played a couple of shows?
He
at
had
least-
filled
at least
in
on
before,
guitar?
and so doubt that we did a show not too long before that where Heath couldn't play, so Dal and Feffy both did half a set each basically on vocals. And I think
That was after.
That was wrong. That was the first gig after Heath quit. We're trialling singers.
Oh, well, I don't remember.
We gave them a shot, half a set each at this Nerdlinger launch, and they both did really well. I voted for Dal. No jokes. I was like, fuck yeah, Dal's in our band. Like, I love the fair for that. And then
Dal from Frenzels.
everyone else was
Dal
like,
He wasn't in Frenzell yet. He wasn't even in Frenzell yet.
no. And then
He was still Dal failure.
Feff was the obvious choice, and it's
You
slowly
recorded
gone
the
off
EP
from there.
and the album for them,
Yeah.
and you guys are doing more at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, we're doing.
Yeah, we're recording.
We're recording right now. Okay.
You guys are notorious
Can't
for
talk too much about it.
not
but-
putting music out.
Yeah, we suck.
What?
And Dempsey's very vocal about that, actually.
What?
Listen, I don't want to say on the record, on the
What?
internet, that fucking please can we get a song out? But you know what? The Feff's working hard. He's got a life. And the Feff life, I don't know if people know, this guy's got a lot going on. He's got like a job, same as everyone. He's got
Like a
Man,
job,
you work?
but-
he's got going out
Yeah.
for dates with Nazi supremacists.
No, I don't do dates.
And even just the regular ones are pretty nutbag, but we can cut that out later. But
He's got a knack for it.
anyway,
got a type.
he's got lots of things to do, and then I mean, he's working in the background slowly. Like we're halfway through, nearly finishing a thing.
How long does it take you to get one bass track down?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking about 5 minutes, bruh.
5 minutes and then Feff takes over and does it all.
They don't call me one take Demps for a
So
reason.
don't call you 5 minutes.
Because he does one take and we go, okay, you can go home now.
Dempsey's like the guy who comes in the studio. He's like, hey guys, I drew a picture. And we're like, hey, we'll put it right up on the fridge.
And then when I go home, they spend about an hour just redoing all the shit and making
you
it.
coming in the next day and then playing it and you go, man, I don't remember playing it this well.
Well,
It sounds really good.
Here's what happens though: is I do the basic shit, which is fine. I'm okay with that because that's all I can do.
Yeah, it's bass.
And then Feff will go, oh, it needs a bit of a run, like here before the chorus. And I go, yeah, cool.
I don't really run.
You do that. And then he goes, what about this? And I go, fuck, that sounds so good. You do it and I'll learn it later. And then when the album comes out or whatever, I don't learn it later. And nobody knows though. Like nobody goes, oh, that guy didn't do that fucking thing.
Are you telling me no one's lining up in the front row for the bass run? I am going to fucking identify every bass run on the album and then heckle the fuck.
You know what they're lining up for? They're lining up for the 2, 3, 4. And they fucking get it.
How many takes did that take you?
Oh,
That was a one taker.
one.
That was a one taker. Yeah.
2, 3,
Actually, 4.
Bit of auto-tune and it's all good.
Nah, nailed it.
So what are some of the bands that you guys first started playing with around town?
That's a great question. Let me just let you know about that.
Let me definitely not check my notes that I've written.
So basically, when we started, we just really wanted to play with our friends' bands, which are as follows: The Decline, High Time, Weisheimer, Local Resident Failure, Batfoot, Ebola Goldfish, SM, Last, Nerdlinger, Wolfpack. They get us on heaps of shows. Trashed Again, Alaspina, No Quarter, Friends with the Enema, etc. No, but seriously,
Friends of an enema.
we just want to play with our friends' bands. Like, that was the main goal. The first show was with
Can
not
we
Draw the
start a
Line.
band called Friends of the Enema?
It's a cover band of Blink and Friends of the
Just
Enemy.
two-man bass band. That's all it'll be.
We played with Delta Lions, Last, and Richo from the stage.
Yeah.
Opened up, and I think maybe
Crap
the
Fest.
Dividers.
Dividers,
Yeah, Dividers. Crap fest.
Yeah, it was country
rock
acoustic,
alternative.
and
punk.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just want to play shows with our friends, and that's still what we want to do. Like, I'd rather play a show with those friends, SM, Ebola.
Yeah.
It's the better time than rocking up, playing to no one, and then whoever Oh, thanks for giving us those shows, though.
Yeah, they're good fun in like the bigger band shows.
You've
But
had some pretty cool supports.
Yes, we have.
Any chance you've got that listed anywhere, Patrick? Dempsey?
Just off the top of my head, we've played with, and this is going to sound really
In
douchey.
alphabetical
is it
order.
alphabetical?
It's not. No fun at all. Good Riddance. Friends of R.E.M. My good friend Jay Friends was in that band. Unwritten Law, Zebrahead, Death by Stereo, Strung Out, Guttermouth, Red City Radio, No Trigger, Teenage Bottle Rocket, Direct Hit, Body Jar, 28 Days of Porkers.
You've got a good memory.
Oh, and we were going to play with Pairs, but that shit got cancelled.
You've got a
You,
great
you forgot about them's fighting words. We played with those guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
More like them's. No, they're nice guys, actually.
More like them's really nice people.
Oberg joined their band and they just like, oh, fuck this. They stopped
The
playing.
singer quit.
Is it weird for you guys not to fan out when you're doing some of those support slots?
I do. I just fucking do it because I'm not even. As you know, I'm not a music guy.
Yeah.
I walk in there with my camera on. Excuse me, dudes. We're playing the show with Scott Russo, unwritten law, who's I don't want to, no comment. But,
no, we had Fef and Dal say he was lovely on the last episode.
I just want to get that photo for the gram and say, this is who I met tonight.
I just picture you walking in with a massive cowboy hat going, what, under this? No, there's no camera under it. It's just a massive cowboy hat that I love to wear around strangers.
And you know what? Like 99% of those bands have been just actual dudes like our
Proper
band.
good dudes, yeah.
Oberg and I went and got Sean Sellers a heap of weed for the Good Riddance show, and he just come and sat in our dressing room to chop it up and smoke it, which was cool. But
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
They're
And he
mostly
gave us 2 shirts, and then someone stole Leroy's one.
Yeah, someone stole my Leroy's, and I have a sneaky suspicion, which I won't say.
That's not a bad deal, though. Shirts for weed.
Yeah.
Sweet deal.
Yeah,
Considering I was a connoisseur at the time of the marijuana of the
that's not what the word is. It's a distributor.
It's good. Online
Sorry,
marketplace.
I'm surprised you haven't spent more time with Lee. If that's the case.
We should hang out more. Man.
I don't do it anymore. That was a parcel. That was
You're
one of-
better off coming to my house.
You know this is going on the internet, right?
Yeah, that's all right. They all know.
Yeah.
The
I never
internet
smoked
smokes
it, I just
marijuana
sold
as
it.
well. That's there's a bonus.
I do not.
We're not teachers, Patrick Dempsey, so we can say.
Ooh, I didn't want you to say my profession on there. We'll edit that out.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We can
So we
do
play with a lot of these bands. They're pretty cool.
that. We're going to talk about the 1%.
I don't think so. Like, rarely you get a douchebag. I mean, just trying to think about it.
There was one band from Wollongong, I won't say their name, they were fucking pretty shit cunts. We played with them at the station one time.
Who
Yeah,
was this?
right.
Rhymed with bloating boach. I call floating roach, I was just arsehole.
I didn't think those guys were too bad.
I don't remember that one. Surprise.
Do you find issues with venues when you go interstate? Because I mean, everyone knows everyone at the station, so you're not going to have any trouble there. But when you are going to Adelaide and when you're not shit-faced, do you have issues with the staff?
Oh, can I just rack up on? Oh,
Yes, you can.
no. Like most venues are accommodating
We'll
because
be right back.
there's always like a station in all the towns, pretty much. Like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
and that's where you book because
Yeah.
your friends help you book the shows. That it's all part of the community, and they're all the same sort of venue. So rarely you go into a place that sucks and you don't want to be at. It's all a similar vibe where it's like, you know, you can see a punker on your way in, like an old lady at the thing going, ah, like, and you're just like, oh, it's a fucking stage,
It's a
like,
stage,
but
yeah.
in Melbourne.
Yeah,
So
right.
you feel welcome there. So
But sometimes where you play is upstairs, and you got to carry all your shit. That sucks.
That's why I still think the worst fucking venue in Newcastle
Glidden?
is the Leagues Club.
Yeah, New Leagues.
Like-
What about the old Lass?
The last was fucked, but I had my dear friend Adam Cobcroft who would both drive me to the gig and lug my drums up the stairs for me. God
You play
bless
the
that
Lass?
man. Yeah, never played so.
you know what you do? You go for a shit or something or whatever, and you come back and you're, oh, what? You guys are you guys are the best. You took all my things. Thank you,
That's because
Fef.
they just know that you won't do it. That's the problem. I was still expected to do stuff. The problem with the last was, and Fef, you would know, like $2 shots downstairs before the gig even starts. So no, the Lucky. Sorry, I'm talking about the Lucky. Sorry.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm sorry, I'm talking
Lass
Lucky.
doesn't have an upstairs.
No,
Yeah, I was talking
Well,
about
it does,
Lucky.
but-
Last I meant Lucky as well.
I'm thinking Lucky.
The
Yeah.
Lucky, that was a good time. Lucky.
Did you ever play a sober show at the Lucky?
Yeah, I don't know.
Has he played
I
a
don't-
sober show recently?
I saw
have.
I
I've
saw
played many
Lecros and
sober
Failure, the
shows.
Lucky one time when I was just didn't know any of them. Whatever, Fef was not even in it then or
Is
whatever.
that
It
when
was-
Shannon was booking it?
It might have still been Chop Dog even in the band. Like early, Leroy was their friend. I was
Yeah,
just
right.
going to the show and I went upstairs. They were playing with like Anti Nowhere League up the top
Yeah,
of the,
yeah.
and I was just like, got in there somehow. Probably got a bus or something. And this, I think it was Chop Dog or one of the guys from LRF looked at me and went, "What are you laughing at, you fat shit?" And I went, and I did what Zach did in Adelaide. I ran up, "Ah, you know, you're making fun of me. Years later, where are we now?
So
We're in
What
a
ju-
shed,
what just
we're in a
happened
shed
then?
in Williamtown.
Any Nowhere League
Telling an
player,
old story about the Lucky.
and you called him a fat shit for no reason.
That's just
It was either Fef. No, he wasn't in it then.
It was way before Fef times.
So were you keen when they said, "Hey, do you want to join this band?" Or were you hesitant because you had so many other fucking projects?
Our band or LRF?
No, this band.
I was a bit
H&M.
weird. No, it was a bit weird because I've never been just a singer in a band.
yeah.
So I was all like, oh, can I do it?
Yeah. Was it like,
Well, like,
you've always had a guitar strapped to yourself, right?
yeah, it's a bit of a safety net.
How was the first gig without one?
It was good, but weird.
You know,
And
what's-
it took me. It was like, what do you do with your hands? That whole thing.
They
It
just
was,
sway
and it's
around.
very true. It's So
you don't use a mic
It's-
stand either, so you can't even grab that.
You should incorporate that.
I think now it's
Get your Freddie Mercury
I'm
going.
kind of used to it now. It took a little while at first. It was like, oh,
It's the weirdest
fuck,
feeling.
I don't know.
I had to do one gig on vocals without playing my guitar.
Yeah.
And
Thanks,
I fucking
Bergs.
hated it. It was like, apparently I just pretty much stood there holding it like this. Like I was just
How many joints had you smoked before then as well?
70. I pretty much looked like
You couldn't move anyway.
I was just like a chubby dude holding an ice cream cone. That was like
Yeah.
singing the whole time. And at the end I was like, I was a little nervous. And everyone went, yeah, we know.
Speaking of smoking too much, do you remember that Party Animals gig that the Bennies headlined?
Yeah.
They took my guitar to Sydney after that.
Did
I
they?
thought
Really?
I got stolen and ended up just going on a holiday.
hilarious.
Well, old
With the
mate,
Bennies.
old mate whose name I can't remember.
With Benny.
The singer.
Auntie
No, the tall dude.
from the Bennies.
Yeah.
Yeah, Auntie is the...
Quite
The
possibly.
guitarist is there's a tall guy.
Yeah, Jules,
We,
Jules is the real big dude. Yeah.
So we interviewed Jules and
Lovely
Jay.
guy, lovely guy.
He's a great dude. Jay and I had a bit of a smoke with him, and then he kept indulging.
What were you smoking?
a
just
massive
pure
blueberry
tobacco.
joint. Oh,
Winnie Blues, yeah.
Full of
No,
weed, yeah.
yeah.
But we he
well, I was
just
smoking
kept,
cannabis.
he kept coming back for more, and then he kept coming back for more, and then
Because you
I
had weed?
Yeah. But then by the time they played, he pretty much had to be held up.
fuck. He fell off the stage.
He fell off the
He
stage.
fell off the stage, yeah.
So yeah, even
fell off the
even
stage.
the
We
bigger
got
bands
him-
have
we got
gigs
him-
like that.
I've never actually fallen off a stage.
We've all done it once or twice.
You were sitting down that gig, I think, from memory.
I did. I have sat down at
you
a
had
gig.
broken something.
Yeah, I had a shitty knee, and I got out of surgery about 5 hours before the gig. I think
Like a soldier. Because the cannabis helped you.
it did.
See?
It's our friend.
There you go, kids. Smoke weed, huh?
I fell off a ladder. I fell off a ladder at work, and I'm not going to say, but I will. I broke 3 ribs, ruptured the spleen, and fractured my elbow. Thanks, Feff.
I love that silence.
Good story, bro.
I was playing. I was playing.
And then I had heaps of cannabis, and they gave me endone, but it gave me nightmares, and I got scared. And my friend gave me some cannabis oil, and it was the best thing I've ever had in my life.
I don't mind endone, to be honest.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Codeine's great, man.
I did a show years ago in a.
Have we not mentioned codeine on a show yet?
No, they took 7 episodes.
I used to
how's
play
about how
bass in a covers band, and a mate of mine on my second set break slipped a pill into my drink once down the road at Jack's Bar on the Central Coast.
Up his butt.
And in my third set, it kicked in, and it was like a real smacky one. So I pretty much sat leaning against my amp, like dribbling on myself for the rest of the gig.
If anyone's ever
It
seen
was the worst
Oberg, ever seen Oberg smacked out, it's probably the best sight you'll ever see.
Yeah,
in your
there's
life.
a joke. I didn't find out about it for ages, but apparently people were calling me Strokeberg for quite a while.
So I'll just tell you the origin story of Strokeberg.
I don't want to go to bed sometimes.
Mind you, this is the best
and
fucking story ever.
I fight the urge to go to sleep so bad that I pretty much look like I've had a stroke. It's not good.
There used to
Demps
be
will explain it better.
there used to be a really cool party house, and the song we have is called May Street,
Yeah.
which kind of describes how it goes down there. And Heath wrote it. Actually, it was pretty awesome. I just described to Heath what it was like, but not lyrics. I just told him, this is what this party is like, man. It's unbelievable. All your friends, 2 stories, amazing days, whatever. And I just told him what it was like, and he wrote May Street, and he, like, within the night, an hour, he had the song. So it was pretty awesome. And then
I think the last time I was there, someone threw up on a PlayStation.
that's
No,
another.
they,
that's,
they pissed on it. No, it was this guy.
That's a whole-
he didn't throw
that's
up. He
close.
threw up out of his dick onto it.
There's a line in the song called May Street. Is what does it say? A trippy conversation, a sticky situation. The trippy conversation is talking to Shane Fleming
Right.
late at night because you're going to get a trippy conversation. And the sticky situation was me, unfortunately, waking up in a lounge, walking down the hallway, thinking I was at home. I'm assuming, and urinating all over someone's Xbox.
Tripped the power to the house.
And I woke up getting the shit kicked out of me. Fair enough, and
That's fair.
then apparently I cried and apologised, and then we all had a hug, and it was all good.
I had partied through the night, and I'd gone to the pubs. I was at the station for Sunday morning, just having a drink, and I got this phone call off Oberg, and he's just going, Demps, I think I've done something bad. And I was like, oh, dude, come up to the pub. We'll talk about it. We'll have a drink. It'll be fine. And he got to the pub, and he's like, I totally urinated on their PlayStation accidentally or whatever. I was like, oh, they're nice dudes. It's going to be fine. But basically, the Strokeberg thing, back to that.
Yeah, can't forget.
I was just partying through the night in this room or whatever you do at a party. That's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
And I walked downstairs, and I seen this guy who I knew was Nicholas Oberg.
Yeah.
And he just,
That's
I
me.
thought it was like fucking the Have you ever watched Z Nation or Walking Dead?
You're talking to the wrong person about TV shows.
Just any zombie show ever.
I know, yeah.
Yes.
And this guy was walking around, I was like, zombie, fucking zombie. I was like, what am I going to kill it with? Like, it's going to fucking attack me and turn me into one. But it was just Oberg having a party.
I think every good band has a piss story, though. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And a shit story.
Harold-
Doesn't he?
Harold-
Do you want to hear my May Street story?
Our old drummer
yeah.
Zach shit himself in a hotel room in Canberra once.
Yeah, he did. That's
The hotel room that Leroy misbooked, and we got there, and it was like, oh yeah, you booked this room for a month away.
Yeah.
So we had to pay for an extra room for the night.
So I lost out $300, but anyway.
Give us your best May Street story.
It was New Year's Eve. I can't remember what year. I still had hair, but that was many years ago.
So it was a decade plus.
Yeah, no, it was probably 6 years ago. It was probably before the HTM times.
You're clinging.
It was just past midnight, and I thought everyone's getting sparklers out, so I decided to grab a handful, and I just rubber band them together, and I lit them.
Yeah.
And I decided to pull my pants
Drugs
down.
on it?
I pulled my pants down, and I clenched them between my ass cheeks. I was like, I've got a tail full of fire, what up? And I was in the kitchen, and it got down to the end, and it burnt my ass. And I let go, and then it went on the floorboards and burned a hole in the kitchen floor.
That's the best.
One time-
I thought that story was going to involve shit, to be honest.
One time I partied there all night and then missed my friend's wedding the next day.
There was a lot of times we were like partying, and Demps would just, it'll get to like, early in the morning, and Demps was coming up with the story of why he's not going to go to work on Monday. I remember you saying like, no, it's okay, I'll just get a mental health day. Well, I shouldn't say that, should I?
If work is listening to this, I did need a mental health day.
That was
day.
when he used to work at the Shell service station up the road.
In the last 10 years. Main Street was a good place, but also, I mean, everyone knew when to go home. Some people didn't. That's fine, whatever.
Then they turn into Strokeberg and just overstay their welcome.
It was such a good place, though. You knew on a Friday afternoon, like you could just go there and everyone would sort of be there.
Yeah.
For two or 3 years, maybe more.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Such a good place, such a good vibe. Like, you can't even explain it. It's that house that you go
I
to.
think I ended up there a couple of times after the station. It was always just Feffy in his room with God knows who.
Yeah. The amount of girls, oh my God.
Well, one time I re-pierced my ear in, like, with a screwdriver. As well. Not while Feffy was in there with a girl.
Don't be
but-
ashamed. They weren't all Nazis.
Sorry, bro. I had to do it.
One time, like, at the end of a night, so this is going to be censored a little bit. When there's one, say, what's another word for line? Anyway, it's like New Year's Eve, and there's one, like, sneaky line
One beer left.
Yeah, there's one beer left on a phone in a room. So, and everyone's crowding around. There's like 10 people in the room because that's fucking the way it goes. And we're all looking at it going, oh, yeah, that's somebody's.
I
Yeah,
can have that beer.
we're just all guarding it for this person on New Year's Eve. There's one, like, sneaky beer left. Let's all look at it or whatever, because that's all there was to do. And this guy,
That's good to have beer through
this
a
guy,
straw.
the Feff, walks into the room. He just busts in. He goes, what the fuck's that? And then we all went, it's gone, it's gone. Like, and it wasn't even his.
You
And he's
drank
like,
that beer.
he just wasted it.
It's because it was a straight line. He thought it was spaghetti.
In a way, you could say that he drew the line.
One of the great Coke bands from Newcastle.
What's just happened? Like, really, what?
Is there any more questions about the band?
Is this has got?
There's
we
quite a
got
few. Well, there's at least a couple of
Bit sidetracked.
party tunes in your material.
Yeah,
so
fuck
there's
yeah.
Leroy's on a bender.
Yeah, I wrote that.
You wrote that one?
No, he wrote that.
but Pat
The
wrote-
origin of that was, they were all talking about recording and doing all this shit, and I was up at Yagan doing God knows what. And
That sounds like a made-up place.
Yagan up there at Seals Rocks and that. I'm too far away, I'm too fucking close, what the fuck? Anyway,
Closer to the bridge.
shut up. And then, so I was like out of reception, was surfing, drinking, fucking doing whatever, and got back in reception, and phone turned, I was like 45,000 messages from the band. I was like, sorry guys, woke up on the beach this morning, face full of sand, all this shit, and then by the time I got back to Newcastle and got to Heath's house to do thing, he had his song called Leroy's on a Bender. Fucking,
Right.
yeah.
And I assume Fuck Coriander is all yours, Demps?
Well, I was going to say, consistently after that Leroy's on a Bender song, he's been going to bed quite early. But anyway, that's another story. I did write Fuck Coriander, and it came about...
I go to bed on the second day, not the fucking fourth day these days.
Amy cooked the Mexican lasagna, where you go, why has she cooked a Mexican lasagna? Why would you make it a bit Mexican? Just cook the Feff traditional kind of fucking Feff lasagna. And we were practicing the whole night, and she goes, "Oh, finish this fucking amazing lasagna," and she put it on the table, cut it all up. She spent so long on it, and I took one spoonful of it, and I went, "It's fucking disgusting."
Yeah. Like it was okay, and then she, as the song says, she completely garnished.
I'm
it
so
with
sorry. Some of it's good, but I can't pick out the good bits because you've fucking put a shit all through
It fucking blends into everything.
She poured it all over the top, like actually garnished it with coriander.
It's
coriander.
like fucking olives. If there's olives in a meal, no
Oh,
matter
I
what
hate
bit
them
you
too,
buy,
man.
you're gonna taste olives.
Yeah.
Pickles and olives, they can fuck off. Get out of my store.
It was the same deal. I put together the amazing lyrics that you hear in the song,
That we're about to listen to.
and like it's probably one of my best ever things. And Heath just did it back, and it slowly developed into a little bit more. But yeah,
Well, let's have a listen to Fuck Coriander while we go snort some beers off a phone.
you're welcome, everyone. Arigato.
Fuck coriander, fuck it tastes like shit. Fuck coriander, fuck it all to hell. When you sneak it into food, you think that I won't tell. Fuck coriander, fuck I hate the smell. So true, we say no. It tastes like soap, it's fucking gross. So true. We say no. It tastes like soap. It's fucking gross. Fuck coriander makes me fucking sick. Fuck coriander, Amy cooked it once. The food was pretty good, but then she garnished it with shit. Anyone who cooks with it should roll a bunch of cilantro. We say no. It tastes like soap. It's fucking gross. Cilantro. We say no. It tastes like soap. It's fucking gross. Fuck coriander. It tastes like shit.
That was Bad Religion, and this is Nightrain Radio. You're with Jay and Lenny, and we're joined with the guys by Hack the Mainframe. I got a name.
We're Slayer.
Slayer. Fucking Slayer.
Speaking of Bad Religion,
Want to hear a terrible solo?
Shout out to Ackling.
so there's this Instagram account on the internet. And it's just called Punk Vids or whatever. They got heaps of followers. They play popular bands, shitty bands, whatever. So I sent them Leroy's on a Bender.
Sit in! What? Give me a beer! Can I have my 2, please? It's a fucking lie!
It's an important story here.
I'm listening to you.
Sorry, Demps.
Sorry, mate.
Get your own drink. I got my own drinks in that time. Fuck. Band's over. So they play these videos, and the punks on the internet, who are real punks, obviously, because they're on Instagram, they fucking tear apart heaps of bands or whatever. So they looked at Leroy's on a Bender video. Half the comments were like, "You want to be Bad Religion, you dickheads, you shit Bad Religion." And then some of it was like, "Oh, you're fat, your shirts are off, you're fat." And then like I was loving the Bad Religion comments. And then one of them just says, "Hack the Mainframe, more like hack the butthole." And it was so funny, I just fucking loved it. Didn't even you can get angry about shit like that, or you can just it was hilarious.
That's the best.
Hack the butthole is who we are now.
What would you get angry about?
Oh, it was fucking
If you ever
hilarious.
play,
That's
if you ever
hilarious.
play a secret show, you got to do it as Hack the Butthole.
Oh, if we ever had to do that, yeah, for sure. But yeah, the internet tore us apart, tore us a new one.
Because there's actually some pretty good reviews from like international countries for some of the stuff you put out.
Yeah, like a lot of stuff on YouTube and whatever. The comments are like, you get your "come to Brazil" comment. It's like that's a bot or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's people like come to wherever, like other actual places that they want bands, and it's like fuck. Somebody in some country is listening to Fuck Coriander
Yeah, right.
and enjoying it. It's ridiculous.
It is a weird feeling knowing that
I think we got like over 50,000 fucking international listens on Spotify.
Some guy tried to buy our merch once from another country.
Yeah, right.
And we said, hang on, guy. Hang on. None of us are going to the post office. We do apologise. And then
Here's your money back.
we turned the Bandcamp off because we realised, fuck, People can buy our shit and we got to send it out. Like,
See, that's what Heath used to do. He used to run all that shit. And when
Rachel.
Heath left, he transferred everything into my PayPal, and I didn't know. And then next thing you know, there's like money in my PayPal.
Next thing
account.
we're getting abusive messages from French people.
we just thought we were getting this money that we kept to it without giving a product.
And I was like, I had to refund.
It's
all
the best
these people,
business
but
model ever.
I didn't know how to do the international. I was like, why are you sending me money for nothing?
This guy messaged some of our friends in other bands, and we're like, "What's these Hack the Mainframe people like? Do we get our shirt or not?" And then I had to message the guy, and I was like, "Sorry, guy, Leroy's going to send your money back. We're so sorry, we're not doing that." And then he writes back, "But do I get shirt?" And then I wrote back, "Sorry, guy, you do not get shirt." I was trying to be kind, but we will give you the money. And that was like 2 days, and you know what he wrote back? "But you send shirt, yeah? but it easy to send shirt, yeah?" I was like, at that point, I was like, "No, you do not get shirt. No shirt for you. You can have money back, yes, in a minute. Wait." And I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. He writes back, "So no shirt." I'm not joking. And then Leroy figured out how to give me his money back, and we turned that shit off. No merch since then. But that brings me to
My PayPal got reported, and like I've got a limited increase on my PayPal from that now. So
got flagged.
yeah.
Funny you asked, though, at the end of that story, we have some merch coming out soon, some brand new designs on an actual web store that other people
Yes.
run.
Oh, nice.
So it will turn up if you buy
So they'll
it.
get it.
You'll actually get it. Yeah.
So tell this French guy that his shirt's coming.
I'll message him back, "Hey, guy,
Julian, your shirt's on this fucking
pay
store,
these other people money. They will send you things that have our name on it."
and then they'll send us money.
and
And you can say, "I get shirt" as many times as you want, because you will get shirt.
So it's called Epic
You
Merch
get all
Store.
the fucking shirts from now on.
Yeah.
Where can we get it?
called-
EpicMerchStore.com.
Yeah, it's on Instagram and all that, and heaps of bands are on it. Pulley, like actual good bands. Useless ID, Pulley, The Decline.
Cigar.
Can we get a Hack the Butthole shirt eventually?
I think so. I think
Yeah.
it's probably on the cards.
I've
You pay for distribution, we'll do it.
Which band member do you want it to be of? Like the photo of it.
I'm not
Who's
tooting.
butthole
I'm not
do you
tooting
want
my
to
own.
Oberg?
I'm not tooting my own horny, but I've got a pretty nice little tape.
I've seen you. I don't want to see anything below the belt from you because it just makes me sad.
I have made chili sauces in the past, so
Leroy,
the
you've got
plan was to make some chili sauce and get some labels made up with Hack the Butthole sauce.
All I know
and
is
sell it
Leroy,
at gigs.
Leroy's got a cock like
I
my
need to
leg,
do
so
it.
I just want to make sure that his pants stay
That's
on
a pretty
at
good
all times.
idea.
It is a plan that Oberg talks about to this
So-
day. Make the sauce, bro.
It'll happen when we get a new song out in about 14 years.
How much input do you guys have on the shirts and shit that you've made so far?
Basically, I will talk about it, and in the past, it's like, what do we want on it? What are we going to do? We wanted Leroy's face on a thing that's Leroy's on a Bender shirt. The artist couldn't do it; it's too much for her. But we got
Leroy's too much to handle.
we got a fuck Coriander shirt and stuff out of it, like a sick design of that. I would just like see people. I'll see people on the internet, an artist, and go, I want them to make a shirt like the new art for Time Machine, the song we've got coming out.
What a scoop!
I've seen this fucking
heard it
guy
first here.
with not many followers, and he's got he does Photoshop. He's got sick sci-fi type art, and the art is pretty cool.
Yeah, right.
It looks sick. It's really good.
So that's just the digital art for our song. So, but yeah, we'll just find somebody. It's usually Annie Walter is pretty cool. She does heaps of designs.
Gleno Art.
Gleno, who did Gleno did our
The second
CD.
He's done our CD. He's done our first shirt as well.
Our friend Margot did our EP.
Because you guys did proper physical releases. It's still weird to put so much effort into like artwork, thinking that it's just going to be downloaded by someone and never going to look at the.
I brought you a few CDs today, man. We got 500 left.
No. What I'm saying is it weird to think, should we put a lot of effort into this artwork? Because
I still think we should.
Well, that's what I mean. Like what we did for this new song, it's not going to be a thing. We might put out on a record, maybe, but it's just going to be the photo that's on iTunes or Spotify.
Yeah.
But you still need a sick art, I think, for a song, for a single, as well as a video, etc.
Is that something that I know one of my things growing up is if I got a new album, the first thing I did was chuck it on, get the book out, start
read
going through
everything. Yeah, I think it's still a good thing to have. I don't know that it's as necessary with people, obviously.
Are you guys? I know you still buy a fair few records, Demps. Are you guys still buying physical stuff?
I still buy CDs. Yeah. I've still got all my CDs in a crate in Mum and Dad's garage.
I cannot throw any out. Hey.
No, I can't do it. I've got them in the crate in Mum and Dad's garage. And one I got out the other day because I think it's just one of the best records Australia's ever produced is Sunk Lodo, Between Birth and Death.
Fucking oath.
Yeah, I've got It's good. Fucking awesome record.
If there's coloured vinyl or like if NoFX releases something on coloured vinyl,
you'll buy it.
I'm gonna get it.
You'll get 50 copies of the same.
Why don't you just wait until Rancid do it? You know it's going to be a better album.
It'll just be like NoFX, but they
turn the thing off for a second while I fight Lenny.
Okay, we're back, and they're both dead. They both knocked each other out at the same time. I don't know how that happened.
Did you guys do a crowdfunding thing for the album?
Local Resident Failure did one on their second album, and then I remember
we pay our own way.
I remember it's the thing to do still a little bit, but I remember when people were paying for that. Smitty and Dal at the time were like, fuck, all these people have pre-ordered the album, and then they finally finished it, and they got the physical copies. No one wanted to fucking pack it up and do it. Smitty was left where he's living with me at the time. He's got all these packages on the floor. Like, it just sounds like a fucking bummer, man. So you sign to a record label, and they'll do it for you.
Oh, yeah, it's just that easy.
Not many people will buy it, but the other people do it.
Well, the reason I bring that up is there's still a bit of, like, I find stigma around crowdfunding. People seem to go, why don't you just pay for it yourself?
Well, now it's Patreon or whatever.
Yeah, Patreon's one.
You get something for some money.
We were discussing this morning, we were about to start our Nightrain OnlyFans page.
Do it.
Which will mostly just be Jay in short shorts for about $1.
You've got a subscriber here, two, three, four.
Just smoking cones and undies.
I'll be a guest appearance.
And there's levels.
I'll be like
Johnny
Johnny
Sins,
Sins, the fucking bald guy that comes.
You'll be like what?
Johnny Sins, the bald guy that comes.
As long as you keep your pants on, because you'll embarrass the rest.
We made $20 on Patreon a while back.
At this point, I wouldn't ask people. I wouldn't say, we're going to do an EP. Can we have your money now because we're doing it? I think that's bullshit. Like, you can make it for your own type of money. It does cost more if you want to, do merch or whatever. But we've got the Feff. Obviously, that's free.
It's free. It's free. Yeah, it's free for you guys. Yeah.
The thing I found is people go, they just want someone else to pay for the recording. Well, it's just
you get something for it. It's like pre-ordering.
I disagree with all this. I think the crowdfunding Patreon thing. I'm all for it because you know what.
It's just
how the fuck
me drinking a cruiser just saying on the.
It's if somebody wants to pay money for a band to produce stuff. I mean, no one makes money out of music anymore besides a handful of people.
And you know what is the thing I just seen? And this is not a diss or anything because I love 10 Foot Pole. They just released an acoustic album, and it's pretty cool. Like, it's all reimagining of old punk songs that I grew up with, and it's now all acoustic. So
their own tunes.
There's a new label in Europe called People of Punk Rock Records. So they've teamed up with them. There's fucking 7 variants of colours for the new 10 Foot Pole acoustic album. There's 100 of each coloured variant.
How many have you got?
I'm like, whatever. I'm not talking about how many I bought, but 0. I'm just getting. I've figured out how to work iTunes.
Yeah, right.
And I'm sorry to other bands, but I want it on my phone. I want to hear the songs.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is buying 7 coloured variants of any band that's? I mean, I love 10 Foot Pole. It's just sounding really bad.
What's the most copies of the one album you own in different variants?
Our album.
LRF probably, or Decline, because they sent them to me for free.
Because Jay, you've got about 27 copies of Chinese Democracy.
Yeah, when Chinese Democracy came out 12 years ago, I bought the LP.
Dude.
I think fucking 3 times.
Wow.
I got the.
How's the resell on that?
I can't even find the fucking things. I've lost them. Spewing, but I got the pre-order.
Good investment that was.
Do you guys have the Simple Plan LPs? Considering you got them on in the background.
Well,
ours come out on 2.
We normally have something playing in the background. So what I YouTubed was SoCal punk playlist, and I thought,
and Simple Plan comes up.
I thought it might get us some bands that at least start a talking point. We've had Bloodhound Gang and Simple Plan, two of the great SoCal punk bands.
I love Bloodhound Gang.
I heard a Simple Plan song the other day, actually, and it was like, Dad, don't come into my room, you don't know me and shit. The dude was like 30 or something.
Don't come in when I'm cleaning my room.
It's like,
You don't get this, Mum and Dad. So
You're fucking 30, dude. Move out.
Also, too,
Get a fucking girlfriend.
I find it hard to think that someone whose name is Pierre Bouvier has had a tough life.
dude, that guy's on because
It's
I
hard being
like to go on.
French, okay? It's hard being French.
I like to go on Cameo because I've done a few cameos. Got one for my dad. Got one for Leroy for his birthday. I love fucking the idea of a famous person shouting you out. Anyway, I was looking up something for like a new song we got, and I'm like, who's gonna shout it out for $40 or whatever? Pierre Bouvier, or whatever his name is.
Bouvier.
He's on that, but you know what he does?
You've just Aussied up his name so much.
Pierre
Bouvier.
Pierre fucking Bouvier. He doesn't even just give a shout out. He's got his guitar there. You can ask him to fucking bang out. Someone asked him to bang out an MXPX song, and he just tried it, and it's pretty good.
Isn't that last name the same as Marge Simpson's original name?
Bouvier, yeah.
The dude from Every Time I Die, the guitarist, just sells shit riffs on Cameo.
Didn't he try and kill his wife or something? Or?
No,
that's...
LA died.
Oh, my bad.
There's a lot of people on there, like the chats guys on there for $20. You can give them a shout out from Smoko. Hello. shout out to Lenny, $20. And you know what? That's fucking pretty good. But you know what's not pretty good? The fucking guy from Clowns.
Oh, really?
He's on there for $35. What's he going to say? I'm a poser!
I like clowns. Fair enough.
I thought everyone
I like clowns as well.
I thought everybody liked clowns.
Hey, fuck Clowns.
Hey, whoa. Viewer discretion. We do not share the same views as Paddy Denton in this band. We like clowns.
This is not about the band. Patrick just hates circuses.
Yeah, he doesn't like clowns. Like,
Man,
not
I
the
love.
band.
I just want Cameo. Like, if you're on Cameo and you're
Can't sleep, clown will eat me.
like, and they play the ones you've done underneath. There's one under there from it. No one's getting it, dude. Make it 20, like the Chaps guy, the Chaps or whatever they're called.
That's another thing. Jay and I are going to start our own and just charge $5 for birthday.
It's like, yeah, man, Leroy will go on there, whatever. Happy birthday to our friends who are paying for it. Like, come on, man, less ego, dude.
I want to get some. We should get you. Use Gary Busey for your album shout.
Gary Busey's $300, but
he is just having an.
I read his thing.
500.
I read his thing. You can't give him a script. Like a lot of them, you can say, "Hey, our new album's out for blah blah blah." You can give him a script for it. Like Ice Cube would do that. I checked. Gary Busey, because he's so fried.
Yeah, no matter what you write, he's just going to go, bah!
Yeah, you can just say, "Oh, it's Oberg's birthday."
Get me too.
Like, you can't give him a full script about something.
His cameo just looks like it's like you're watching someone just slowly break down. Yeah, completely.
Chris Hansen's
his whole
cameos are the
life.
fucking best. You seen his?
Does he really do them?
Oh, they're great.
Just take a seat. Take a seat, would you? Just take a
When
seat.
Chris D'Elia got fucking done for texting underage girls, whatever, someone paid him to do a Chris D cameo, and it's all about texting underage girls and being inappropriate. What a good sport, huh?
Someone got some famous Hollywood chick, I can't remember who it was, to give a shout out to Ivan Milat.
Yeah.
And she did it.
Someone got Flavor
Flavor
Flav to do one for George Pell.
Yeah. So they got the
Flavor
chick.
Flav, shout out to my boy George Pell.
The roundabout crew from Wollongong got the chick from Seventh Heaven to do a shout out to Ivan Milat. And then they got Carol Baskin to do a shout out to fucking what's his face, another fuckwit,
A killer.
Another fucking douchebag.
But she was so fucking chirpy. And
Yeah. Oh, it was Rolf Harris.
I might see if the guy from Clowns would do that for $35.
I'll tell you what. When tours are back, you guys are not fucking opening for Clowns.
Well, that boat sailed. Different genre, bruh. Ours is punk rock. I don't know what.
You fucking elitist.
Oh my god.
Do you guys foresee?
This is coming off real bad.
we fucking like got up him about his internet. We get him on a fucking podcast.
Yeah, they told me at some point early on in our band, it was like 2 years in, I may have been very vocal about bands I do and do not like, that's what the internet's for,
It
right?
was mainly the Smith Street
I was
band. To
literally
be
about
honest,
to
they
say-
do suck. So.
And now you're on board.
The Smith Street Band can lick my butthole.
I was just saying shit about bands who would never play with, and they were like, "Hey, Demps, you better settle down, Demps. We might play with them one day."
Settle down, Feff.
Hey, you better settle down. Hey,
And now I'm pretty good. Like I'll just say, "Hey, good. That new album's pretty good." But they're nice people from those guys.
Until you put a live mic in front of your face and you fucking just bang.
Hey,
out
they're
Clowns.
probably really nice people.
Do you guys foresee shows anytime soon? Full band?
Not anymore.
Hopefully, I would hope
the
so.
station started doing sit down.
Sit down. But
I like sitting down too.
Fuck that.
sitting down, great. Like I loved sitting down at the recent Jay Frenzel and Dow failure show that we went to.
That was good.
It's a different vibe, though. That's on acoustic.
It's a lot better than standing up.
But that's what I liked. I was like, sitting down fucking rule.
And it was our good friends too. Our good friends Jay from Friends of R.E.M.
Your good friends, Jay.
I had a breakdown in front of Jay when we tried to interview him once on Nightrain.
I've heard that story.
Yeah, it was good.
That's
good.
You got so Feffy, you and Strokeberg played the acoustic show. You guys just played
Yes,
his
that's correct,
Noemberg
too.
or Strokeberg?
I don't know which version of.
Noemberg's good.
I don't know which version of Oberg you're talking about on that
So-
particular night. I'm pretty sure it's Strokeberg.
So how was it for you guys playing to everyone sitting down? Is that weird to look at? Because normally you got people going.
I was fine.
I don't know.
Mental.
I loved it. It was.
I think we
I
were
was a
pretty-
little bit too drunk.
I think we-
to be honest. But
Honestly, we were very drunk.
I remember you not knowing the first words to.
I didn't.
Cole, I think. it
I
was.
actually had to get you to help me out.
Yes, that's correct.
And you helped me out.
So
thank you, Manny.
Cole. That's what it goes most of.
No, but it was just. I think it was just.
I just
It was just-
honestly a mental blank.
It was the first riff
Bukkake,
like, over and over and
Bukkake,
over.
Cole.
It was
I got
the-
a bit excited. It was a big week.
It was the
I
first
needed a
riff
few
over and
beers.
over, and then just a blank stare on your face, and I'm like, this can't be playing.
Well, see, when the COVID happened,
when you get a bit older,
like
that happens.
all the bands,
Yeah, that's what happens when you're 29.
47. Anyway,
that.
You were fucking 29.
when all the
29
bands
years
were
ago.
off and that, people started doing acoustic shows, and we were like, "Oh, we can't do that. We've never done that before. That's not a thing for us."
Get fucked.
He hit it.
That noise was Leroy
Technical-
throwing a bottle cap across the other side of the studio and hitting a guitar.
And Feff and Oberg were like, maybe we could do something, possibly. It didn't. And this Spam Fest, this big fest from Europe, were like, do you guys want to do, our friend Mike Pittman said, do you want to, like actual good bands are on this thing, do you want to do it? And we're like, we can't say no to that. And they did. I don't think they even fucking practiced once. I went there secretly during the COVID with them.
Yeah.
And honestly, they
was
just
so fun.
did really well. They killed it.
Yeah,
I was so
right.
surprised. I loved it.
And we got like a whole bunch of new people from Europe following us, and yeah, it was really good. I was a bit nervous because I've never really done anything acoustic. I did one acoustic set years ago, and I did way too much Schmo Schmain, and I sang like 3 songs and then went, and just bailed.
Mind you, the last song before he freaked out was "Fuck Me Gently" by Tenacious D.
I did the 2 Girls 1 Cup song and "Fuck Her Gently," and then
Is it John LeJoie, 2 Girls, 1 Cup song?
What the fuck's the
What's
2
that?
Girls 1 Cup song?
the John
LeJoie.
one. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, it's incredible. I'll show you later.
Oh, nice.
You guys are going to play live for us today, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we will if you want.
yeah. We'll all totally
Yeah,
play
well,
live.
Do you want Leroy and Demps, or do you want
Yeah,
Feff and
we'll
Oberg?
play, yeah.
I'll flip a coin. We'll see what duo we get.
Sure.
When you're doing something like that, is it weird to finish a song and then just have silence?
I mean, we're used to that.
It was an easy transition.
That's what
It wasn't-
Feff's been
it
used to that in his whole career.
That's
Except
it,
draw a
man. I
line.
was like, what's an applause?
So
applause.
What is, you guys got a song coming out? Is that part of an EP, part of an album?
So basically, we do have a bunch of songs that we're working on,
Yeah.
enough for an EP. But we decided, like with the rate we do things, the best thing for us would be to do a song, and from that song, we decided also we'll chuck a B-side cover on from. It might be a surprise, I guess.
Tell me off there.
So
it's actually like from a band that we announced that the single was a douchebag before, but we've done the cover.
there'll be a song and a cover out in a month or so before the end of the year.
It's either a Clowns cover or an Unwritten Law cover.
Yeah.
That one that goes. Oh, we're from Melbourne. Yeah.
I drink IPA and happy
Turn me off.
I'm going to have no issues. No beer judgment, by the way, from you.
What's that?
Last time I gave you a sip of a beer at the pub, you went, oh, it's a bit hoppy.
Because it wasn't super dry or Great Northern.
So you guys are much like the rest of the world. You haven't been able to fucking go anything. Do you guys have gigs that you were meant to be going to?
We had like 10.
There was one really awesome gig we were supposed to play for our friends High Time from Adelaide. They were going to tour their new EP, and the lineup was amazing. I can't remember what it is now. I think it was like Nerdlinger, maybe us,
High Time, obviously.
and
It was basically like all of our favourite bands. all
at
on the
Crowbar,
same
Sydney, which is an amazing venue. We played at a few times. We played a party there for Mel O'Donoghue,
Yeah.
our friend.
day. It's Donohue. He just called through. One day he decided that her last name was O'Donoghue. It's just like his name's Patrick Dempsey. We'll just call him.
So this lineup was Nerdlinger, Decline, High Time, us. Like it was an epic. It was nearly that lineup again for High Time's next tour.
Yeah.
So stoked to be able to play that, which got cancelled. And we were going to play with Pears, which released one of my favorite fucking albums of this year. So like, and I never really liked them before, but it's like hardcore and punk rock mixed.
Not to mention Pears was going to be a free show at the Hammer Station.
Yeah. Oh man, this Pears show was going to be amazing. I think there was those 2 shows. I'm not sure there was much else, but still like on a roll kind of thing.
There was a few. We tried to do our 5-year anniversary show. Last month.
The biggest one.
And we had to cancel that. So we're going to do our 5-year anniversary show as a 6-year-old.
And you frequent concert goers as well. Did you have gigs that you had tickets to that fell through or cancelled?
I'm that guy that gets tickets on the day.
Right, okay.
So if it's sold out, I'll be like, yo, I'm going to have to mainframe.
I was going to say,
I get tickets.
Has that ever worked?
How's
that work?
It's never worked. Like, fuck off, cunt.
I'm Patrick O'Dempsey.
I was gonna get a spring loaded thing with Jebediah, Dal's. What's Dal's band called?
Yeah, we're gonna go to that. We're
Friends of R.E.M.
Friends of Pom.
I was on the door for that because, let's be honest.
Patrick Dempsey.
Yeah, so that would have been an epic little festival. Who else was coming out?
I was going to say, is there a better feeling in the world than walking up to a door and going, Lenny Jones, and they go, yeah, in you go, sir, off you go.
I mean, that's only happened.
It's pretty good.
I guess that probably only happens to me in context.
It only happens at the
You
stage.
walk in with Fozzie, man.
There's so many times people go to me,
Jericho.
you're Lenny Jones. I'm like, no, I'm not. But if I get him for free, I'm Lenny
It's
Jones.
either
I'm
Lenny
gonna go, I'm
Jones.
gonna go, hey, yo, I'm Lenny
But I
Jones.
imagine for you, Patrick Dempsey.
It's only Lenny Jones,
It's a
Hoops,
good
or
feeling,
Patty
it
Dempsey.
is.
We look similar.
What?
Beer.
What's your fucking bold and beautiful?
We're going to listen to a tune.
Yeah, I can hear some
Can you
guitars
make it
getting
free, please?
fucked
I
with.
still don't have any, but I'd like another one if possible.
What are we playing? I say we collectively. Me and Demps will probably do the background vocals.
This song I wrote.
What's it called?
Don't know yet.
What are we playing, the Feff? Hey, the Feff, what are we playing? REM sleep?
Bit of Steamy Ray Vaughan. Thanks, Sid. Yep.
Sounds like a drive-in.
See if I remember how to play our songs.
Oh no, this is how we warm up. Actually, I probably damaged my.
Yeah. So I'm going to do now.
Yeah. No, that's not good. Lick my balls.
Monorail.
We're Hack the Butthole, and this one's called R.E.M. Sleep.
It is.
Or yeah. Okay. Take a load off your weary eyelids. Close them, let yourself drift away into a satisfying slumber. Forget your troubles of the day and dream. Dream all you can dream. All the wonders that you've seen, all the possibilities. Take a load off your burdened shoulders. There's food and shelter on the way to a place far beyond the mountains, across the barren desert plains, and dream. Dream all you can dream.
all the wonders that you've seen, all the possibilities. Conscious brain activity. Defragment your mainframe. Delete browser history. Synapses firing. Thoughts evolving constantly through time and space. In your mind's eye, it's an epic journey. Dream, dream all you can dream. All the wonders that you've seen, all the possibilities.
Thank you.
Do another one.
What are we going to do?
I'll do cola, maybe.
Coal?
Yeah. I don't know. We haven't done this in a while.
Yep,
so
we'll try that.
give it a go.
Uh,
Do you want me to start it?
Yep, I got it.
Are you going to start it
No,
or
you
me?
can, yeah.
Okay.
Used to work with a guy called Cole. He was a big fan of alcohol. He would drink beer all the time. One day he would have polished off a six-pack of on I knock off. Then he'd drink on late into the night. At parties he was dance and sing, spread cheers celebrating. Life of the party, that was his thing. Always happy on the bell recalls. Still standing at the bar, drinking beer, having a laugh. Yeah, calls, still standing at the bar, year after year, filling his glass. One day went to an appointment. The doctor told him that the ointment was killing him before his time. Like Bobby had to quit the booze. Conflicted, he couldn't choose between a good time saving his life with life with a beer feel empty. The cold snap of reality. Was he capable of sobriety, or would he drink himself to eternity? Calls, still standing at the bar, drinking beer, having a laugh. Yeah, calls, still standing at the bar, year after year, filling his glass. He tried, he really did. Any addict will tell you their poison's fucking hard to quit. He tried, he really did. But the only thing that stopped the shakes was to have another drink. Yeah, Cole's still standing at the bar, drinking beer, having a laugh. Yeah, Cole's still standing at the bar, year after year, filling his glass.
He had a wife and 2 beautiful girls. Without the father, he was their whole world. I saw them at his funeral. Addiction can be so cruel, Coles. Still standing at the bar, drinking beer, having a laugh. Yeah, Coles, still standing at the bar, spending shit, filling his glass.
Ass. Oh, I'm feeling rusty.
Sounded rusty too.
He's going out the back for a full-blown wank after this, that's for sure. With Bruce the goat.
So with the obviously
Let him watch. I want Bruce to watch.
2 earlier tunes there, with the stuff that's coming up soon, how much are you still doing lyrics, Feff, or are you getting involved?
So, sorry.
No, let Feff take the reins on this one.
The song we're doing, or a couple of songs. One's a cover. The original that we're doing is it was originally written before I was in the band. So Heath, I think Heath wrote it. Yeah,
it was one of the songs we usually have that's got the bare bones to it. So Heath has written this song. It's a full song.
Yeah,
and pretty much what's happened, and we're all pretty stoked with it. The Feff has taken it and done his own little bits to it, and it works. It's not like, I'm going to redo it because, you know, it works. He's added a couple little bits, like extra little bits to it.
He's added a lot to it.
And different lyrics and stuff, so it's the
It's about getting old, so
Heath's concept.
Well, yeah, Feff's the master of that.
Heath's concept and a bare bones
So far, he's
idea.
done it better than any of us.
Yeah. So it's basically it's a new Hack the Mainframe song with our new band.
So basically, this song we played once live with Heath, and it was a disaster.
Did we?
Yeah, we played it once live.
You know why it was a disaster? Because Oberg doesn't remember doing it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't remember doing it at the time.
We decided
You had too much
we jammed
smoked
it.
main.
We jammed it and we're like, we'll do it first at the show because that's before, like, when you know at a show, when you start playing, that's when people, bands are on, we go back into the thing.
Yeah.
So we decided to play it fucking first and we just forgot halfway through. And then
Like a lot of times.
that was like, all right, we'll retire that fucking thing.
Yeah, right.
And because we fucked it, and then we're like, that's actually a good song after Heath quit, and we're like, took it to Feff and Feff the fuck out of it, and then it's actually a brilliant fucking song.
It's a really good song.
I'm not tooting our own dicks, but it's a good song.
I think when people hear it, they will realise it's the same skate punk sound, which most of them are.
You just want to be Bad Religion.
Basically, a lot of it will sound
who
Bad
would,
Religion.
Who wouldn't want to be?
And you want to fucking have less teeth the way you talk.
I could use some less teeth, actually, yeah.
And the same thing I reckon people will say is what they've said, like the Feff's first show was with no fun at all, Feff's first show.
Yeah.
And you know what the response was like, fuck, that was pretty good. Like, I don't know what it was going to be like, but they were all pretty...
That's our highest accolade we've received so far.
And that's what people say anyway.
That wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
That's the main response, but...
That was every show. It's like, you guys, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
I think we actually wrote that on our CD, didn't we, when Pete Cooper said...
No, I wrote it on our Triple J on our profile.
Fuck, that was pretty good.
That wasn't as bad as we're going to be.
Well, that's what Pete Cooper actually said. He come to one of our jams one time just to hang out, and he come into the band room at RTN, and he watched us for a few songs. And I was, Pete, what did you think of our band? Like, Pete Porker, like, we fucking love you. Like, grew up listening to you. What do you think of my band? And he goes, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. And we put that on there.
Good to know you had high expectations.
The highest compliment.
Yeah, but people have been saying the same thing with Fest Vocals. Fuck, not just that, but it's really good. Not like, because we thought there'd be some... Not because there's many fans or anything, but there's people who go, it's not Heath Rowley.
Yeah.
It sounds different.
There was even people that said to me, no offence to Heath, but Feff's way better.
Yeah, or not that particularly. I haven't heard that, but I've heard like it's
No, you know who said that though? Feff.
Yeah,
it might have been Feff.
It is different.
He's good, man. But
So
you
a
heard
skinny
me do
guy
it?
about this tall Italian.
It's different.
Old
but
guy,
he's
I will say this, that you know what? Credit to Heath Rowley for many things, but honestly, it is tough to step into his shoes.
It must be weird because we spoke about this briefly.
Yeah, he's
last
got a
time.
big fucking foot, that's for sure.
He's got a massive foot, and his shoes literally don't fit. He's a 13, I'm 11. So,
11?
those-
I'm a 9, motherfucker.
Yeah, but you've also got 3 cocks. So
Yeah.
So Heath Rowley, you can have your Vans back, bro.
I know it's hard to kind of predict what the future is at the moment, but do you guys plan on, as soon as it's available, you guys hitting the road again?
We want to do.
Just hoping we don't get COVID and die.
Yeah.
We want to do some shows, obviously some local shows to support like our song, and we wanted to do our 5-year thing. So we definitely want to do that next year. The same like big celebration.
5+1.
5+1. So actually,
going to
it's actually
Vegas.
7, but you're minus the one we weren't allowed to play. Yeah, anyway, it's a whole mass. It's a mass equation. It's up on the board up there.
So it's 5 years since the first gig, is what you're going to say.
There's also talk of like not just Australia, because there's a touring company that LRF went over to Japan with called R&R, and not anybody, but it's like if your band wants to go,
You don't have to be that good to go there.
Is this like that pay to
Where
play?
it's going.
no,
Is this like
it's
a pay to play thing?
No, you pay for your flights and stuff, but they look after you when you're there. They're really good. Like when LRF went there, they got us up in the morning.
Us.
They carried all us, my band, my old band.
Before we played
Because
the show.
I went there with them to fucking do some jobs, and the guy was like, I do apologise for
Oh,
the
Mr.
accent.
Mr. Paddy.
We don't. Go on.
Yeah, like I was trying to carry.
Maybe don't do it. It's like, I'm not racist, but.
No, I was trying to carry guitars in and shit. I was trying to help out, and they're just like, no, don't do that. We've got a crew to do that.
Yeah.
Didn't have to drive. I pretty much went for a holiday, and it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, nice.
Japan was amazing.
A girl cried because she met Kai Smith too.
That's a whole other story as well. But we could definitely, we're at the level of okayness that we could tour Japan on 5 nights. You know what I mean? Like they could get away with selling some tickets to those shows.
Yeah, right.
So that's something we would want to think about if that happens.
Definitely.
Feff, you and Dempsey did, obviously, when Demps was in LRF, you guys went overseas. Is it weird seeing...
Yeah, we travelled a bit.
We got around.
Is it weird?
Tour life.
Obviously, people in those scenes go out just to see bands, but was there many people who actually knew the shit?
Oh yeah, well like
Well, I am the Feff. They knew what was coming.
Yeah, they knew I was
Just
coming.
as a bystander
No,
as
no,
well
I think-
at the merch stand, people. I was watching them play, and you could see, in Europe especially, people are singing the words, and I could see Dale going, "Fuck."
Well,
Like, this
Feffy's
is
got a
amazing.
pretty big European fan base.
And then in Japan was different because they go to the shows no matter what. So the touring company attracts. They know it's a Western punk band.
Yeah.
So they go there. They've maybe not have heard them.
Yeah.
So there's people up the front, and by the second verse, there's like might be a packed show, whatever, this little venue. Half the front of the crowd is singing along, pretending to sing the words.
Yeah, right,
It's
okay.
a Japanese. Like they're so polite.
Yeah.
They're pretending to go like, I don't know, they're just miming and whatever, and it makes you think. Dale comes off and goes, all those people knew all the words to all my songs. I was like, I was watching.
Yeah, mate, they did. They really did.
Yeah, they kind of didn't, but they're so into it that they fucking pretend. What a crowd.
I'm not going to lie, the first time we ever played in Sydney and people were actually singing our songs, it's one of the most amazing feelings. Like, the first show we ever did in Sydney after releasing this thing, Trapped Online, it had only been out for not all that long before we did a Sydney show. Yeah. And there was like a few people singing it, and it's an amazing feeling. I could imagine how good that would feel if you actually went to
There was
country.
always these 3 guys. I'm like, oh my god, you're at the Mainframe.
Oh, they're the biggest bogans, but they're fucking
they
awesome.
were awesome. And then me and Dempsey were at Download Festival.
Yeah.
And
Was there?
we were about to watch Friends of R.E.M. play, and we had a few drinks, let's just say that.
Yeah.
And this guy come out of the pit and he's grabbed us both and he's sweaty and he smelled like shit, but he's like, "You're at the Mainframe." I'm like, "Yeah, we're at the Mainframe." And he's like, "I'm gonna photo." And
But
got some random chick to fake a photo. And me and Dan's like,
These guys came to every Sydney show, like long hair metal dudes, and however they were there at the first one, we must have done something okay. Like
I just really hate Coriander.
they
And the
fucking.
poor guy, they're just trying to chase a shirt. They just really love hearing someone yell out, 2, 3, 4.
I feel like his main favourite band is Anal Cunt or whatever, and then Hack the Mainframe. It's like, oh, thanks, dude.
I imagine when you guys do hit the road again, it's going to be a lot easier to tour. Because I find one of the biggest issues with playing a gig was loading in and out. Now, when you've got Feffy's disabled sticker, age sticker, I imagine
You can park anywhere.
It's going to make loading in and loading out so much
You just
easier.
part wherever
He's
you
not
want.
allowed to drive, but because he's mostly asleep until you wake
he's
him
not
up.
allowed to drive past 9 p.m.
And then if someone says, "Hey, can you move that car?" You just go,
No speaking of English. Italian restaurant near here.com.
All right, okay. Italian jokes. Italian jokes are good, aren't they?
We are telling you.
But we're pretty keen to do Italian jokes.
Italian.
I get it.
Italian jokes. But hey, that's good times.
That was the
It's,
drums doing the joke thing.
We
know
just
what?
got a message from our drummer, Micah Martin. We actually haven't mentioned him the whole time. We've
That was
met
my
him.
next question. Like, there's 4 of you here, but you're missing a drummer, obviously.
Yeah, because Parramatta's playing tonight and they're going to fucking lose because
they're going to get fucking pumped.
So
If there's one thing he loves more than football, it's posting on Facebook about football. Yeah.
So what happened was when
He loves Parramatta.
When
He's
the-
going with game.
when the Adelaide thing happened and Zach ran off and girl cried, and it was a really bad time. We were in this space for like a few months where there was no drummer. There was no time to find a new drummer. We put out a thing, Newcastle. Any drummers? No one gives a fuck. There's no drummers. So we got friends, Michael Cannings.
From Nerdlinger, we got
Who else filled in for us?
Mitch Brown.
Mitch Brown.
from-
Kai,
That Kai bloke.
Kai Smith from the internet,
Smash Smith.
Yeah, sometimes we just get Smitty to fill in.
who
when
is
we can't
actually
get
a good
anyone else.
friend.
There's a
Really
lot,
good
there's a
friend.
lot of worse fill-in drummers than fucking.
Oh, we had
he
some
was actually
amazing
our first
dudes.
drummer, technically, after Heath.
Yeah, actually, Kyle
And then
was
we
our
kicked him
originally
out.
first drummer until
Yeah,
he was
we
like,
kicked him
you
out.
guys are shit.
So we
I'm
had
going to
some,
make Simpsons videos instead.
we had some,
we actually, like, he was going to be the drummer, and then, like, because we were just going to sort of fuck around with it and not really do any gigs. And then we started getting some offers for some really. I think we got offered a Lagwagon show, and we had to say no because Kai couldn't do it.
Fuck.
And then it was like a very hard thing to do, but say, can you commit to it or?
Kai couldn't do
or
it
not?
because
And
he was
couldn't
actually
do it.
drumming full time for Frenzel at the time because Gordy broke his arm.
my good friends.
And I think he was playing for the Porkins at the time too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he
Around
went,
that
he
same
went and done
time.
his halftime show at fucking the next game at Madison Square Garden.
So we had a good fill of mixed up drummers for so long. It got to a point where it was like we were pretty much done. Like it was dead in the water, and Zach was always coming back a little bit, maybe coming back. I'm working here, got to work away, maybe coming back, and we love the guy. Like Zach would be our first choice every day. Lovely guy.
Sorry, Mika.
No. I mean, and just being like the original guy, always.
He's left-handed though. That's kind
But
of gross.
he just couldn't do. He just couldn't commit, and then
with Mika in the band, he's good. Right, I can play drums at jam because everyone loves me when I play drums.
It's the worst thing ever.
we did have Mika fill in for a few times, and fucking it just felt good and it sounded good. He's a good
Mick is
dude.
a great dude to play drums with too. He's a
Beats the shit out of
He
him.
beats the shit out of him. He's fast and he laughs at our jokes, even though they're dumb.
Sometimes he drives as well, so it's a bonus.
You mentioned jamming. It feels like most of your jam sessions involve just Dempsey streaming. Yeah. Him just doing Instagram stories from overtime.
Because you know what? I'm ready to fucking play.
How do you think Short Stack got big, bruh?
Feff's already set up my gear. I'm ready to play. Oh, everyone's got to tune their things over the fucking thing. Do it quietly. No. Down. Hey, I'm ready. I'm ready to play my 3 chords, dickheads. Like
every song on the Trapped Online EP had a video, right?
Yeah.
Was that all the one day?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why there's no.
no.
costume?
We had total different.
Yeah, Smitty just banged him out.
It took us 3 hours.
We didn't just like change shirts between songs and then do one in black and white, one
And then one
in
with no
colour.
pants on. Yeah.
It
One was
all
slow
done on
motion.
Separate days. They were all dedicated film shoots.
All we had to pay in overtime was general jam time. And
We didn't just give Smitty like probably $200 to just film us do a couple of songs.
So then how did it then come about to do the Cole video, which was a proper
Well-
not story, but like a
We
proper
just
shoot?
asked Smitty to do the same thing.
Yeah, we pretty much said, "Can you follow us around?"
Those
While we
first
get drunk.
videos worked really well. So they got lots of views, and I feel like bands these days need to have you need to have a video.
Yeah.
It's part of the new internet
Yeah,
or whatever. And they fucking got heaps of good, heaps of views.
They look great. Their performance
There's
videos.
one of them where I fucked up Oberg's, pulled his amp off the thing because we were just jumping around, and
And I still don't have a working game. That was what 5 or 4 years ago.
I'm getting it fixed. But they worked really well, and it was quick. Smitty did it so good. We're just like, new album, what are we going to do? Cole's a single.
Yeah.
Heath decided because Heath made all the rules then. Haha, I'm allowed to sing now. Well, I was still not allowed to sing. And the Cole one was the first time we actually decided we'll do some of it in the fucking thing, the studio.
Yeah, some in the jam rooms.
And then we're like, let's walk through the back streets of Hamilton.
Leroy does a shaka.
To no one. To fucking no one.
Slow
And he
motion.
got that and he put it in the
there's no
fucking
one
video.
there.
So we're walking through the back streets. Smitty's just like, oh, just walk. We'll slow it down and whatever and make it really cool. And there's nobody there. And Leroy just throws up a big shaka to a building.
That's fucking good acting. It looked like there was someone there.
And we're like, I hope no one sees us. And we walk down to one of the main roads. And Josh Brown, our friend from bands such as all of them, Just beeped at us and goes, "Oh, you fucking losers!" Because we were walking in front of this camera, going, "Oh, we're fucking doing a band
We're like
thing."
the Beastie Boys. Like fucking wide angle lens. Like,
What are the odds of someone seeing us?
It was like
We were walking right in front of the May Street house, but
it was just like the Hamilton version of the Lonesome video by Unwritten Law.
Well, yeah.
basically, except we weren't beating up women like Wade was in that.
Then we got to the Hamo and we were like, all the friends come down and be in our video. Guess how many showed up?
a few.
Oh, 10 or 11.
Yeah, there was a few.
It was during happy hour, so it was packed
I have
out.
to apologise. I was very hungover that day.
Yeah. But the video turned out pretty cool.
It looks great.
There was some good buddies in it. Antoine, Goody.
Yeah.
Hoops is there too.
Hoops does the line.
Oh, Hoops. Good old Hoops.
And Smitty.
I heard Hoops got a new haircut.
Did a good job. Corey, the bartender, who's
Yeah.
also been in some sick Newcastle bands,
Yeah.
perfectly took the money and, like, that's my favourite
Is
part
he
of
a
it.
music dude, is he? I didn't know that. I thought he just gave music guys beer.
No, he's a proper music guy.
Oh, wow.
He's been in bands such as
he's
those
better than
old
you.
Newcastle ones.
It's not hard to be better.
He's like the best redhead here, but he's not here.
I'm just gonna.
What was
You
Corey's
can go
band?
Fuck yourself. Is what you
Like Alaska. Like Alaska.
Yeah, and
Like Alaska.
Who's also been in a band with my good friend Jem Buxton.
Wasn't he at Adeline Pines?
yeah, he was in Adeline Pines, like Alaska, Tiger,
Easy Tiger.
Easy Tiger.
Easy,
My-
Tiger.
Hey. My no.
Do you guys find Newcastle's pretty incestuous like that, with every cunt's been in every band with everyone that you know?
Which is, it's the same, like, all the scenes are pretty similar. There's, like, your,
Technical difficulty.
No, it sounds
there's
like
your indie rock bands and whatnot, and they all fucking incestuously be in each other's bands. There's skate punk bands. Heath Rowley was, Hummer, blah, blah, blah.
That's working now.
There's your hardcore bands. The
Carnation.
Fef's been in every hardcore band that was in Newcastle, probably. And pop punk bands. It's a small town.
Fef went from like playing bass and drawing the line to guitar and fucking dead walk. Like he's went from one extreme to the other.
Does it still feel like?
Yeah.
Does Newey still feel like a music town to you guys though?
Yeah,
I reckon.
100%.
Because Feff, you would have been around in the 70s and 80s when it was a hot pit of bands.
He was at the Star Hotel riots, man.
He started it.
hang on, we
Fef,
gotta
actually,
do that.
Sid's coming to fix it.
Technical difficulty.
Fef
here.
threw a durry.
No, we don't want drinks.
It landed
Fuck
on
you, fix the microphone.
Fef threw a durry. It landed on a wheelchair guy. And that started the
wheelchair
Star City
On
riots.
a wheelchair guy.
Yeah.
I have it on good authority that Feff threw the first Molotov cocktail at the Star Hotel, right? Is there plans for videos for this stuff coming up soon?
For sure.
Time
Hell
Machine?
yes.
Time Machine is it's gonna be a video that we've talked about a lot, and it's gonna happen.
It's got some Doctor Who shit in it.
So many things
It's
gonna
just going to be
happen.
me going, they made a time machine out of a DeLorean.
We do also have a
That's just my
T-shirt.
worst ever Marty McFly thing ever.
We have a shirt for the
Yeah.
release of it, and our good friend
Might be
Dave
that.
Jism.
Yeah, it could be.
Fef,
that.
you're talking when I'm trying to do a thing.
Sorry, I'm just trying to sort out a technical difficulty.
It's like when your dad holds a phone
It is
so far
that.
in front of him to look at it. That's the Fef on this
And then
microphone.
types with the one finger.
What are you talking about?
I'm trying to speak and you're fucking holding the phone out in front of your eyes with no glasses.
When you get to my age, you'll realise that's a thing.
So,
Apparently you start talking slow.
with the song, we've got our good friend Dave Jism, who's a local artist. He draws little pictures and little books. He does heaps of weed. He's going out with our friend Emma. He's drawn us this Rick and Morty time machine. It says Hack the Mainframe in the Rick and Morty lettering. It's pretty cool. And it's also got Doctor Who, the DeLorean. It's got some Back to the Future shit in it, all on the one shirt.
Is there a time frame for the fucking hell, Leroy?
Hey, viewers, I think Leroy farted is what's happening, so do apologise.
Is there
You know, more than fart, man. Fuck, man.
you followed through on that? Is there a time frame for this?
Yada yada yada.
It's coming out when the song's coming out, so next year probably.
I think this leads.
we have this song called Work Christmas Party, and I was like, let's bang it out after these two songs. Let's get these songs out, and we'll get the Christmas Party song out.
Yeah, that's better.
It's next year's Christmas Party.
It's going to be.
That's what we'll be celebrating, next year's Christmas Party.
Well, the thing is, do you feel... I've seen a lot of people criticise bands for having stuff recorded but not releasing it during this time.
Yeah, I seen
If we had stuff recorded, we would release it.
the pop punk band Newfound Glory had an album coming out in, say, like it was like May or whatever was the release. And it leaked to the internet and everyone heard it, and I was like, oh, it's okay. I enjoyed that a little bit.
Yeah.
And everyone had heard it because of the internet. Then they went, oh, we can't tour, so we're going to release it in July or August or something.
Yeah.
So to make, it's obviously a career move to make money, and
But that is their job.
actual bands have to do that
Yeah.
to make to make dollars and that, which is an understandable thing, but everyone had already heard it on the internet.
I suppose it's different if it's leaked.
You know what I mean?
But
Patrick just kicked Leroy.
I saw a band that I imagine you're a massive fan of, Avenged Sevenfold, said that they weren't going to release their album because they couldn't tour, and someone's like, "Oh, fucking sellouts."
And we commented on the same thing.
It's
The
their job.
the guy was like, "It's all to do with money," and I went, "Yeah, it's their fucking job, you moron."
And you want to tour after an album because that's the point of it.
Like no one, as terrible as it is, no one's buying records.
So why would you release something when you can't? That's not going to make money, obviously, because everyone gets it for free.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you wait till you can tour and do merch and make?
See, we can release shit whenever we finally get around to recording it because we don't make any money and we don't rely on it for a living.
And you haven't got a 26-state tour planned.
Yeah, exactly right.
So it's fine for us.
We're going to maybe play at the stage once every 2 months.
We could have released shit now and it wouldn't have mattered.
We're happy with the stage. The stage fucking rules.
How do you think the atmosphere will be when everyone's sitting down singing your songs as opposed to having a dance and...
Not going to do it.
I'd like to think that people are going to get kicked out because they can't help but get up and fucking rock. But
you know what?
Chances are people are going to fall asleep.
Most of the people that listen to our band were like, sitting down rules. Yeah. We're all old.
The night that you guys played acoustic, I remember Jackson was like saying how difficult it was because not because of people standing up, but just because there was too many people in the room.
Yeah.
And then every time like
I thought there was like 4 people.
Jackson said it sucked. That's my son, by the way. Jackson's my son.
Yeah. You said the resemblance.
He's my son.
5'9" Leroy has a 6'3" son.
What? 6'3" what? What are you trying to say?
Son?
Yeah, righto. His mum was tall.
But he was saying that you guys had too many people in the room, and as much as he doesn't want to be the cunt who's got to ask people to leave a gig.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. We're pretty much always just...
You know what? Like, during COVID, there was a point where, I'm going to say to you, like, they started playing our Amy song, and a lot of people stood up and they were singing the words.
There
was a ringing security guard there who was ready to go ham and start fucking toweling cunts up. And Jackson grabbed him and said, "No, they fucking need this. Let them do it, and that's it."
I feel like our first gig after Amy passed away, wasn't it?
I feel like what's going to happen at some point, which I've had talked with Brad McDougall, the drummer from every hardcore band in Newcastle as well.
Yeah.
I seen him at Woolies. I was like, "Oh, hey man." He's like, "Oh, yeah, it's weird with shows and stuff at the moment." And we both said, "How good would it be?" And pretty much what might happen here where we are is like, shows are going to go to backyard,
old school DIY shit.
Yeah, like
that's
punk
where
rock
it's
shows.
at. Like,
There was like the whole basement scene in the States where bands were just playing in basements. I'm not against
Cops might come and stop it or whatever, but people are going to try and do shows, and I feel like people are already doing it. We're not smart enough to like organise it.
But it's like the Adelaide alleyway shows they used to do. Like Stolen Youth used to just go and set up in an alleyway and just fucking start playing until they got booted by the cops.
Yeah, don't advertise it. Don't put it in. Tell your friends. Yeah. And they'll tell their friends.
I'll
don't
do
put
that.
On
I just can't afford the fine.
But they just like hit up a Chinese restaurant and go, "Can we just run a power lead into your back door and just hook it up to a big power board out here and run a show?" And
the frustrating thing is
DIY punk rock.
Frustrating thing is
the Angels did it on the back of a fucking truck.
Yeah,
just drive around. We got mates out at Dashville who were meant to run a festival last weekend and
called Thrashville.
Were we on it?
February.
Oh,
that's February.
Can
we play that?
Can we play it one day?
When I say we applied, I did because I have to fucking do all the work. So we're probably on that.
But they had to they had to.
It's a fucking wicked festival too, by the way.
Yeah, Thrashville. Put us on, mate. Put us on.
You guys go out there last time?
I've been there. It's great. It's fucking awesome. I was there right next to those fuckwits that started to fight Frankenbach.
Yeah.
Those cock fucks.
Fucking cocknecks.
They rocked up shirtless.
No offense to cocknecks.
Shirtless in pink shorts.
I'm pretty sure I looked at you and said they're going to start trouble by the end of the day.
Those cock and fuck
enough,
suckers.
they did.
Yeah, they did. Fair enough, they fucking king hit a fucking 55-year-old man.
But those guys are struggling because they were meant to have a festival last weekend and they got told you can't any concert that has more than 4 acts is a festival.
Yeah.
Any concert that goes for more than 5 hours is
Sucks
a festival.
for people like that who invest money and their time into, and it's not their living, but
it's Magpie's living. He lives off it.
It doesn't make any fucking sense though. What difference is 4 bands?
But they were allowed no more than 300 people in groups of 10
crazy.
On the same weekend that they allowed.
And you get Gladys.
25,000 people.
Yeah. You get Gladys out there with her giant fucking nose.
That cunt.
The witchy fucking bullshit cunt.
Did you see that picture of her at school?
You can go get your fucking asshole, please.
Gladys. Silence this.
You can still go and get your asshole bleached. There's no issue getting that done, but you can't go and dance with people. It's fucking ridiculous.
Imagine that asshole completely covered in bleach. I would love to see that.
You can literally have
Sid
someone
does
pour
it, I
a
drive
down
it,
your taint and paint it with a little paintbrush.
The weird part is too, some venues in Sydney are not allowing singing along. So if you get caught singing,
stop it.
You've got to basically get told to.
Fuck! Imagine Daryl Braithwaite come on. Everyone would be in jail.
I usually think that when Leroy and Demps start singing along.
But you know what I think when you start singing?
Came on.
I was like, fucking take some nasal
25
lecture,
to life.
But yeah, you can't sing because it's going to spread spit. But go to a football game and shit.
And
you
yell.
Yeah, I mean the casino's
I think
open,
it's,
footy's on. Fuck, come on, man.
Boxing fights are allowed now.
Sounds
You
like
can
we're
load
gonna
the
go
shoe
down
squat,
down a
punch each other in the head.
A conspiracy.
Which I
bleed and spit on each other and sweat on each other.
basically, I think, did that happen at Barrow Bolo last night, Lenny? Was there a boxing fight there?
Oh, there was a little clip.
Rocky James.
Rocky James.
The raging
Barrow
bull.
Bolo.
It was that Nazi that Feffy's been saying. She
You
said
say you
something-
punched a woman now.
Wait, is there any more questions?
No, look, honestly,
my God.
we don't envy the life of a band at the moment because you guys can't do what you want to fucking do.
I envy proper
Well,
bands, man.
to be honest, I get to be at home with my son more than I
Yeah.
would, and I'm loving it.
That's cool.
I'm like the most reluctant person in the band. Every time there's a gig on, I hope the venue burns down the day of it, so I don't have to do it.
You guys
but
just
then I
miss
get there
Jay.
and it's amazing, and I have the best fun ever.
You guys just miss Jay being shocked that someone wanted to spend time with their kids.
I like my kids.
Hey, he's only like 15 months old. I love him still. So
If I had a kid,
They can't talk back at that point.
Still not
man.
paying rent.
if I had a
he'll
kid,
start pissing me off eventually.
if I had a kid, I would wish that I was on like monthly visits.
I look forward to every
I've been
second
trying.
weekend.
Yeah, hey, court, put me on monthly visits for no reason.
To be honest, he hasn't chucked in for the mortgage once yet. Like,
Kids are shit. The best internet on the internet is kidsgettinghurt.com.
That is the best band.
Oh, look,
Instagram,
it's Sum
Facebook,
41 on
at
the
Kids
screen.
Getting Hurt.
741, how do we feel about that?
good
Real
band,
punk
good band. Fuck yeah.
Better than
I
fucking
don't
Simple
care if I
Plan.
lose punk points for it. Sum 41,
Fuck pop punk
most underrated fucking bands going.
So,
Great live band too.
does this look infected? Chuck, amazing
yeah.
punk
Those are
album.
the-
But
They're
the
like
best two
more a
albums.
metal band than a punk band. They fucking shred.
if the gatekeepers of punk rock say "Fox on 41," it's pop punk, they can eat my balls.
Yeah,
because
and my balls too.
those albums are really good, man.
They are great. They
Yeah,
are
fuck
great.
yeah, absolutely. And the whole time he was singing about like really like deep shit. I thought,
Yeah, and he
oh, that's
got
funny.
fucked up.
Like,
He had some bad
and then
times.
it's like, whoa, he was actually crying out for help.
Yeah,
through
yeah.
all that.
Poor old Avril made him go alcoholic, and he turned to Fat Mike a little
Yeah,
bit.
he did.
But in Avril,
He was
she
in
went
a
to fucking
coma and
Chad
shit, like,
Kroger.
he had-
His girlfriend left him for Chad Kroger.
The new
I'd
albums are good too.
I'd turn into a fat fucking sack of
That'd-
shit too.
that's-
like that.
Yeah, that'd fucking suck.
That'd sting, I reckon.
That'd sting. It's like, oh, you
I'm
could have
leaving
left
you.
me for someone cool.
I'm leaving you. Who is it? It's Scott Stapp from Creed.
The new Sum 41 is good too. The new albums he's been doing.
I've left
are
you for
really
the
good.
paddle pop line.
I left you for Ian Watkins.
Bazinga!
I do know.
Mickey Letty, I'm sorry. I know how much you love Ian Watkins and Lost Profits. But
The
I'm in
Homeland.
Welsh.
Can you still say I love Ian Watkins at this point in time?
I did it for the lols.
He can. I think Leroy's safe.
Let's change the subject.
Leroy's in his 30s.
Quick.
He's safe.
Like Sum 41 have had some good albums.
Just take a seat. Just take a seat. Just take a seat right there.
Have you ever done DMT? I haven't.
I want to.
Oberg has.
I want to.
Well, there
I
you
can't
go.
get any. And when I could, it was like $400 a gram.
You know how you can tell Oberg's
Should I
done
talk about
DMT?
How?
He doesn't know when band practice is ever. and heaps of other stuff. And I can say this because he's gone. He's not.
He's
doing
just
having a
right
stroke.
there.
He's
You
doing
can
the
hear it
pissing
all.
on the unit outside.
Just because you can't hear him because of the headphones doesn't mean he can't
While I'm
hear
on a
us.
roll, the Feff just said to me before, I was just doing a wee outside because, we're in the bush and that. And the Feff was doing a wee and he's like, the chickens are drinking my wee. Anyway,
Lenny pissed on one of them last week.
Accidentally.
that's a separate story.
On
This
that,
is where we're at.
on that note, in terms of pissing on chickens and looking at Patrick Dempsey's cock, we are going to pull up stumps, but thanks for coming on.
Hooray.
We hope you guys have had as much fun as we have. You
It's
guys
been-
with that?
Where's your actual
Is that over
toilet so I
already?
can do a poo?
It's been super fun.
I need to do a poo.
Well, have I got news for you? There's no toilet
I'm not sure this went where
I'm
we thought it was
sorry.
going to go.
I'm sorry, Bruce the Goat. He's in there smell.
needs to do a shit.
We need to do a shit!
It's been fun. Thanks for coming on. We'll talk to you next time.
Thanks,
That
guys.
was Hack the
Boys, take it
Mainframe.
easy.
This is
Yeah,
my
wow.
echo.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
legends.
Bye.
Love you.
Sorry.
I wanna break all the legs off my chair. So I gotta find a seat in the open air. Whoa, 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 whoa.